Good morning guys, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be doing an introduction to indices. So it's a number section. Right guys, this video was recorded on Tuesday the 27th of July 2021, and it's aimed at primary level students, so students in primary school in the UK from year 1 to year 6, and it is going to be appropriate for year 7s that are doing like a refresher course for like transition from primary school to secondary school. Okay, right guys, if you found this video useful, at the end please drop a subscribe, please like my video, please press the bell icon so you don't miss out on further videos and further uploads on this channel. Okay, and feel free to spread the word guys and tell your friends and family about my primary YouTube channel here for like students in primary schools in the UK, okay, and Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2 pupils. Right guys, okay, so in today's video, so looking at what I mean by an index. So index/indices. Index or indices are just numbers that are multiplied together, so same numbers with a power. So it's donated, so this 2 here, so this is what I say 3 to the power of 2. So this is what I call my index. Okay, so it's the power essentially, so it's telling me the like power actually, and what it means is, so 3 to the power of 2 means 3 times 3. Okay, so when we multiply numbers together, we can write them in like a simpler form as what I call a power. Okay, so an index slash power. Okay, so this is what the word indices mean, and it links to the topics of like BIDMAS. So when we cover like BIDMAS, okay, we're going to have brackets, indices, division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. So it links to like this topic here, and it's very, very, very important that you are happy with this. Okay, so index just means power, and in today's video what we're going to look at is how to write multiplication of numbers in power form. Okay, so that's the plan for today's video. Right guys, example 1 actually. So let's say I've got 2 times 2 times 2. Now, if we're happy here, we know that the answer is going to be, well, 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. So we know that the answer is going to be 8. But we want to write this as a index or as a power form. Now 2 is being multiplied through 3 times. Okay, so I'm going to have a power of 3. Okay, so I've got 3 2's that are being multiplied together, so it's 2 to the power of 3. Okay, so that is the first example here guys. Okay, so just to be clear, okay, so I've got 2 times 2 times 2, okay, which is going to be 2 cubed. Okay, right, example 2 guys. Let's say I've got 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. Okay, so what we have here is a sum. I've got 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. Now I've got 5 4's here, so it's going to be written as 4 to the power of 5. Okay, because it's 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4, which is written as 4 to the power of 5. Okay, so same as saying 4 to the power of 5. Okay, next one guys. Let's say I had something a bit more easier. So we'll do like 3 times 3. Okay, times 3 times 3. Okay, so I've got 4 lots of 3's guys. This can be written as 3 to the power of 4. Okay, so I've got 4 3's being times together. Okay, so 3 to the power of 4. So the aim of today's lesson guys is just writing things in power form. okay, when it's multiplied together. Right, guys, let's say I have, okay, so slightly more trickier, okay. Let's say I have 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 okay, times 7 times 7. Okay, so what's it going to be this time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 7 to the power of 9. Okay, now let's say, like, to make it a bit trickier, I wanted to add something a bit more different. So I wanted to add times by 8 here. Now, I can't collect here terms that are different. So what it means is putting this times 8 here would mean that I'll multiply my answer by 8 because I cannot combine the 7 and 8 together. Okay, so they are what I call different terms. So when I multiply with numbers with indices, it has to be the same number. So this times by 8 here obviously makes it a bit more different, which means that I can't multiply actually. So my answer would just literally be times by 8 at the end. Okay, because 8 is not common in with the 7 essentially. So here I've got the power of 7, sorry, power of 9, sorry. Okay, because it's 7 lots of it. When I times it by 8, the answer is just multiplied by 8. Okay? Right, guys, okay, so let's say this time, okay, so like, it's just to actually generalize. Let's say I had, okay, the letter X times X. Okay, now when I have a letter, okay, so this is what I'm gonna call algebra. I can write this as x to the power of 2. So x just represents a number. So x squared. And similarly, if I have x times x times x, I'm gonna have x cubed, or x to the power of 3. Okay, and then finally, if I have x times x times x times x, is going to be x to the power of 4. Okay, so that is just a summary of what we have been doing so far. Okay, so let's say I had 7 times 7. That is going to be written as 7 to the power of 2. Okay, because I've got 2 7s multiplied together. Okay, so that is like a little summary of what we have covered so far. Okay, so let's look at some slightly more trickier ones now. So it's slightly more trickier. Let's say I had 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Now what I can do here is, so I can collect the appropriate terms. So here I'm going to have 2 to the power of 2, because 2 times 2 is written as 2 to the power of 2, or 2 squared. Okay, and here, okay, so doing it in like a different colour. So remember this times here. And then here, guys, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is going to be written as 3 to the power of 4. Okay, so that is my general way of writing this in index form. Now this can't be simplified any further, so this can't go any further because I cannot combine 2 and 3 together. So so please remember actually, so the answer will never be 2 to the 6 or 3 to the 6, because I cannot combine 2 and 3 together. So like if you were thinking that, then please make sure, yeah, that you are happy with this, actually, because I cannot combine 2 and 3 together, okay, in maths. Okay, so that is it, guys. Right, guys, so let's do like a couple more, actually, but slightly more different, actually. Let's say this time, guys, okay, I had 2, oops, sorry, it should be a 2 there, not. 2 plus 2 plus 2. Now, we would know that the answer is going to be 6. Okay, so we know the answer is going to be 6. But in maths here, I can write it as 3 times 2 because I've got 3 lots of 2. Okay? If that makes sense, I've got 3 lots of 2, so that's where that 3 has come from. And similarly, if I had, let's say, 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, I can write that as 6 lots of 5. Okay, so 6 lots of 5. So lots of means times, and we are happy that the answer would be 30. But the idea of this here is noticing that when I have a addition, it's lots of. Okay, so that is going to be that. So just to be clear, guys, if I have, for example, x plus x, that's going to be equal to 2 lots of x. Okay, so 2 lots of x, or 2 times x, or x times 2, which I can write it as 2x. Now, please be careful, because a lot of students in the past, particularly GCSE maths, actually, I've seen them write like x plus x equals x squared, actually. So when I'm adding, it's lots of, and when I'm multiplying, it's going to be to the power of. So x times x is x to the power of 2, as we were doing at the beginning of the lesson today. Okay, so that is going to be that, guys. Okay, so when I'm adding, so if I have 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, I'm going to have 4 lots of 10. Okay, so 4 lots of 10. Okay, it is not 10 to the power of 4. It's 4 lots of 10. And the answer would be 40. Okay, 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, but if I had, for example, here, if I had 10 times 10, it would be 10 squared, which is going to be 10 lots of 10, which is going to be 100, okay, if you're interested. So 10 times 10 is 100. So remember that when I multiply, it's to the power, and when I add, it's lots of, okay? So I hope that actually made sense, guys. Okay, right, guys, so it's just in summary. So today's video was looking at indices or index, so writing things as powers. So for example, if I have 2 to the power of 3, that is written as 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, so the 3 is what I call my index or my power. Okay, and for example, if it was writing 4 times 4, that would be written as 4 to the power of 2, or 4 squared. Okay, so that is a little summary of this. And then finally, let's say I had 5 times 5 times 5. Okay, it would be 5 to the power of 3. Okay, so that is working with indices. So that is like a general overview of indices. Now, the last part that we looked at, actually, which is slightly more different, was if I was to add. So if I had, for example, 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 3 lots of 2, okay? So it's not 2 times 2 times 2, actually, so it's 3 lots of 2, okay? Which would give me the answer of 6, whereas this would give me the answer of 8. So when I'm adding, it's a lots of, it's amount. When I'm multiplying, is what I call a index or power. Okay, if I have 4, add 4, that's same as saying 2 lots of 4. Okay, so 2 lots of 4, which is 8. Whereas here, 4 times 4, or 4 squared, is 16. Okay, and then lastly, if I had 5 plus 5 plus 5, it would be 3 lots of 5, so 3 times 5, which is 15. Okay, so when I'm adding the same numbers, it's lots of, and when I'm multiplying, it's the power of. And the most important thing, guys, to remember is that when I'm multiplying or adding, so it is combining the like terms. So I cannot do 2 times 3 and write it as 2 squared times 3 squared. Okay, because it's 2 different numbers. Okay, so remember that. So when I'm timesing numbers, I have to collect the like terms. So let's say I had 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 is 2 times 3 squared. So you would combine these numbers as a power and then obviously multiply it by the other corresponding number. So another different number is the keyword actually. So another different number. Right, guys, so that concludes today's lesson. I hope you found it useful. Okay, sorry for like waffling on quite a lot actually, and sorry if I was actually diverting, but I hope you were able to understand what an index means. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Like I said at the start, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.